Hello students and faculty of New Milford High School. In honor of Martin Luther King Day, Student Council wanted to take a moment to recognize the significant accomplishments of Martin Luther King in the ongoing fight towards racial equality. His courage and ambition continue to prove to us the impact that we ourselves can have when we are enthusiastic enough about anything, especially in the absence of violence. As we discuss the prominence of Martin Luther King Day, we encourage you to reflect on this day with us.
But one day, this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
On the third Monday of every January, we honor Martin Luther King Jr. for his peaceful yet powerful advocacy to end segregation and his work and dedication for justice. He had a hopeful dream to one day create a society where everybody is treated as equals regardless of the color of their skin. By sharing his legacy, one day, and hopefully soon, our society will be able to truly achieve his dreams and treat everybody equally.
I think Martin Luther King Jr. really represented the best of humanity. He promoted civil disobedience through peace, didn't accept the status quo of Jim Crow and the inequality of the South. And he really promoted equality for all.
Because I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day is not just another day off of school, but it is a day where we can honor MLK for who he was as a person and the difference he made in modern society. It is important to recognize his dedication for achieving equality for people of all colors. And though there is still work to be done, it is certain to say that Martin Luther King Jr. created a sense of peace and unity that America never thought it would once see. Personally, hearing and learning about all of his famous speeches throughout the years brings motivation and inspiration to keep fighting for equality and the dream that he once had.
I don't think of love as, in this context, as emotional bosh. I don't think of it as a weak force. But I think of love as something strong and that organizes itself into powerful.
Martin Luther King Jr. had a large impact on society, and without him, our country would not be the way it is today. King raised awareness for racial discrimination through his peaceful protests and speeches. His famous quote, "I have a dream," reminds us to go after all we want in life, to pursue our greatest dreams and goals, and to use our voices to spark a positive change.
I really appreciate the students of New Milford taking the time to reflect upon a very important day in our history. And I think that Martin Luther King Day is such an important day to teach our students about the meaning of it. And certainly our students doing it, student to student, is very important. And I think most importantly, it's really reflective of the wonderful diversity that we have in our community of New Milford. So thank you, Student Council.
On January 17th, we celebrate Martin Luther King Day. This day is important to me because it shows how one person can make a change. With his powerful speeches, Martin Luther King was able to provide peace and stop the segregation between the people.
Hi, I'm Chinese. I'm from China, and Martin Luther King in China is recognized and respected as a fighter for freedom and social justice. I'm thinking not only in this country, but in all the countries all over the world, we should talk publicly, no matter how uncomfortable it is to talk about freedom and social justice. Thank you.
Good morning. MLK Day has changed and inspired many lives, including mine. Ever since I read and watched his famous "I Have a Dream" speech, I felt very inspired and moved. His speech spoke of equality to everyone, no matter how you looked, no matter where you're from, whether you're rich or poor. The speech speaks of chasing your dreams and giving the opportunities for everyone to be educated. It empowers people, especially when they're being bullied or is discriminated against. It encourages us to speak out. Remember, even if you feel scared or shy, speak from the heart.
like Martin Luther King did when giving his speech.
When I think about what it means to be a teacher and all of my students and all of their potential and the world and the future that I want for them, I just am very thankful that we have heroes like Dr. Martin Luther King who set an example and paved a way for equality.
And the world will never rise to its full moral or political or even social maturity until racism is totally eradicated.
Hello. Thank you to Martin Luther King Jr. for ending the racist Jim Crow losses in the 1960s. It makes no sense really whatsoever. Any man can be talented regardless of race, whether it's white, black, Asian, etc. The judgment shouldn't be on people who are born with, but rather what they do.
I think Martin Luther King Jr. Day is an important day for everyone in the country to reflect on the words and the, idea of what Martin Luther King was trying to achieve, and realize that his dream is still not achieved, and we all still need to work together to help get there.
Martin Luther King is an incredible figure that changed American society today. What's one important thing about Martin Luther King that you know?
Martin Luther King changed perspectives of all people based on color and how to treat others.
Martin Luther King was an inspirational figure and helped in changing the inertia of society for better and equal more.
One thing I know about Martin Luther King was that he was an incredibly intelligent person, starting college at age 15. And Martin Luther King was a major part of the civil rights movement.
I know that Martin Luther King Jr. was a very important person. He changed the way that society is seen today, and he made a very powerful speech.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.